Hello friends. So uh, I'm not getting much time during day hours, so I'm shooting this video, in the dark with a little bit of solar lamp I have. Anyway, the topic is medicines do not cure the disease. We are all made to believe very strongly, everyone, including the scientists, the doctors, everyone believes that medicines cure the disease. So I will explain with 3 or 4 examples how this is not right. Okay, medicines cure the symptoms, and only our body can cure the disease, and only our behaviors, correction of behaviors, can help the body curing the disease. Let's say I'm getting fever more frequently than I should. If I'm getting fever 2 or 3 times in a year, that's fine. It's common. It happens with everyone, everybody. But if I'm getting fevers like every month, every 15 days, it simply means that my immune system is weaker. Infections are very easily able to attack me and you know create all the other symptoms of it. So when I'm getting infections regularly, there will be fewer pains and all other symptoms, irritation, allergy, coughing. It depends on what organ is affected. So I will be given medicines to relieve that pain, that discomfort, that irritation, that wheezing, that loose motions, that vomissions, that headaches, all those things that are caused by that particular infection. But these are all symptoms. Okay, so I'll be fine. I will feel comfortable as long as I take those medicines, and that will save me from all the troubles, all the discomfort, disease, uneasiness, illness. But if my body has proper immune system, normally working immune system, it will be able to eliminate the infection completely. If not, as soon as the medicines are stopped, the medicines cannot be given forever. Antibiotics cannot be given forever. They can be given for few days or few weeks, not more than that. They have a limit. The infection will ultimately return, right? So you can see the medicines help me in giving comfort, but if my body does not have an ability to fight with that infection, I really don't recover from it permanently. This is one example. Coming to another very simple example, acidity. Acidity is caused by various reasons, maybe more than 200, 300, 500 reasons. It may be stress, it may be sleep deprivation, it may be overwork, it may be exhaustion, it may be wrong eating habits, wrong living habits, whatever it is, right? So if I take an antacid, if I take a pill for acidity, that is going to give me relief from all those symptoms like chest burn, headaches, nausea, burning stomach, all those things, right? And I temporarily feel that I'm all right, I'm fine. And if I'm not eliminating, not removing, or not modifying those behaviors, that are causing acidity, I will again get acidity. So you see, medicines really don't cure the disease. My body is interested in curing acidity, overcoming from acidity through its own symptoms. If I get acidity, I don't feel like eating. I feel like vomiting. I feel like resting. And if I'm giving these things, it will recover. It needs proper, sunlight and all those things. Exercise, waste elimination, rest, water, whatever it needs. So you see, the antacids are just helping in giving me comfort from the symptoms of acidity. So another example is diabetes. We all know it has become a very common disease now, especially after the age of 40 years. Diabetes is nothing but increased blood glucose level. So initially, the sole reason for increased blood glucose level is consuming more glucose than we are spending the glucose that we are consuming. If the intake is more than spending expenditure of glucose, that all get accumulated and reflected in the blood as high glucose level, and we call it diabetes. So the simple remedy is to modify our behavior of consumption and sedentary lifestyle, whatever is leading to accumulation. That's why when weight is managed, when weight is removed, that weight is nothing but glucose deposited as fat that acts as a constant source of glucose for our body. So you see, they talk about weight reduction as the best method for controlling that. So if I stop taking more glucose and if I start burning the glucose that is accumulated in my body as fat or as blood sugar, whatever, in any form, through walking, fasting, exercise, playing, anything, my diabetes, you know, goes down and I will become a normal person again. But if I take a medicine anti-diabetic, what does anti-diabetic do? It removes the glucose from blood. It increases the absorption, uptake of glucose by our tissues. So the glucose is just sent into the tissues, and ultimately we are just measuring in the blood and saying the diabetes is under control. Fine, it's under control in the blood. What about tissues? The glucose level is higher there now. So what's the use of all this? So you see, the diabetic medicine, anti-diabetic medicine, is not really curing the diabetes. Similarly, coming to pains, joint pains, back pain, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, spondylitis, disc problems, any pain, muscular joint related pain in the body. What is the cause? There is an inflammation, there may be bone loss, there may be injury, there may be nerve damage, there may be lack of regeneration of the nerves, joints, bones, cartilage, ligament, whatever it is, right? Any damage, any weakness, any deviation in these organs leads to inflammation, and inflammation comes out as pain. Inside body it is inflammation, outside body it is pain. We perceive it as pain. So the most common medical solution for this is using painkillers and using higher doses, longer acting, stronger ones when the pain is high or when the disease is labeled as autoimmune, like rheumatoid arthritis. So pain is too much, give too much anti-pain, painkiller, right? Anti-inflammatory and all that thing. Fine, that gives a temporary relief. But what about the reason for the pain? What about the damage in the joint, or what about the autoimmune reaction that is leading to all these things? That remains unaddressed. That can only be cured by the body, and body works only when it gets what it needs. It does not need painkiller. It does not need any treatment. So a lifestyle modification. There will be set of wrong behaviors that are leading to this. So unless these behaviors are modified, the trigger remains and the pain remains. In fact, by using painkiller, the person feels that he has cured himself and he continues his wrong behaviors. So this is a very, 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 very big problem now. People getting addicted to painkillers. It is very easy to pop a painkiller, instead of changing our wrong dietary and lifestyle habits. Similarly, in diabetes also, when a person is taking anti-diabetic medication, he ultimately ends up with the complications of diabetes. Similarly, when a person is taking antacid instead of changing his dietary and lifestyle behaviors, he ultimately gets so much dependent on antacid. He will need higher dose, daily dose, multiple doses, and so on. But he will never really get cured from it. Similarly, if a person start using antibiotics and painkillers for fevers, his immune system will become dependent on these things and gets weakened, and he'll get more and more infections, other infections also. So you see, medicines do not cure the disease. Medicines really help in pain management, overcoming discomfort. And I will tell again and again, I tell this point again. Medicines save life, hospitals save life, doctors save life. But restoration of health can be done only by the person by understanding his wrong behaviors and lifestyle and diet. In fact, whenever a painkiller or a medicine is taken, it has hundreds of side effects in our body. So there is a risk with all the medicines and every medicine. It's fine to take these medicines when the discomfort is too high, but that is not a cure. Fine, now the discomfort is addressed. Immediately go and look what wrong you are doing. Address your behaviors. Okay, you are eating junk food, you are sedentary, you are stressed, you are not sleeping, you are worried, bothered, not exercising, not sweating, your bowels are not right, whatever, these needs to be addressed. Okay, so come out of this trap of disease and medicine and all these things. Medicines don't cure the disease.